Could mom's acetaminophen use in pregnancy lead to language delays in kids? There's a lot of articles about this study. I want to give you some of the details and break it down for you. So they recruited hundreds of parents and ended up with data from about 300 parents and children. And they had asked the parents while they were pregnant if they took acetaminophen and how many times they took it. And they broke it down by trimester. They looked at vocabulary size at the age of 2, and also a measure that looked at complexity of the phrases and sentences that a child was using. And they did another measure of language use at age 3. So what they found from the data on nearly 300 kids is that increased use of acetaminophen, especially during the 3rd trimester, and actually I read the study, it said the 2nd and the 3rd, was associated with smaller vocabulary size and shorter or less complex phrases and sentences. It seemed to be what's called a dose-response relationship. So the more acetaminophen that was used, the lower the scores were as compared to the other kids in the study. Now, the reason that they thought that the timing was significant is in the 2nd trimester, hearing is developing, which really forms the foundation for language learning. Do use the word delay in this article, and it's hard to figure out from looking at the data and reading the study if they just meant delayed as related to kids who were exposed to less acetaminophen, or truly what we would consider to be a delay if we were doing like a language assessment. Here's the nuance. Here's the issue. Association does not mean causation. So just because there was acetaminophen taken and there are lower language scores doesn't mean the acetaminophen caused the lower language scores. What we don't know, they did account for other medications that parents were taking and some other factors, but we don't know if the condition that caused the parent to take the acetaminophen, like pain associated maybe with inflammation or infection or things that were treated in other ways, is actually the thing that impacted the language development over time. So these authors aren't saying don't take acetaminophen. They're saying talk to your doctor, make a decision based on the knowledge that you have, and we really, really, really need to look more closely at this association, not causation, in more detail.